So other YouTube channels have been helpful in this department, but today we are going to be making a radioactive skeleton in a contamination biohazard barrel. And there's a version on YouTube you can look up where he's vomiting green toxic waste, and I was going to go for that version, but it involved buying a pump and tubing and this really expensive green dye that they use to trace water leaks, I guess. But I'm going with a simpler version that just requires some fluorescent paint. This is the stuff I got here. I don't know if that's focused. Maybe? There we go. And people were buying trash cans for this, you know, black ones that are round and stuff, but I have an actual industrial barrel that came from a local furniture making shop a few towns over. And it had some kind of nasty glue in it. That's what's left of the label there. And I've had it kicking around here for a while, and I've never used it for anything, so it's going to be part of my favorite holiday, I guess. And we're going to use it for our radioactive leaking barrel here. There should be a stencil coming tomorrow, and I'm going to use some fluorescent orange spray paint to put that on, and this should look pretty authentic by the time I'm done, but the barrel cost me no money. This paint was like $7 or $8, and it's very, very, very fluorescent green so far, and skeletons aren't cheap anymore, everybody. They're really expensive, so I had to spend $40 on a freaking plastic skeleton. That's, I don't know if they were always that expensive, because I had never bought one before until last year at Tractor Supply, and it was about $40 too. But this one's got glowing green eyes, and I'm putting him together behind the camera here, so you'll see him or her in a minute. Don't mind me, I'm just working in my pajamas, because I wiped out already today. Just gonna ooze some more of this paint on here. We don't want it all going into the grass. So it's a good idea if you put cardboard down first. Yeah, there goes a chunk. But a lot of the people doing this on YouTube are using spray foam and LED lights, and I just thought I'd use paint because spray foam is wicked toxic. And we don't want that all over the place. But a little bit of latex paint, not so bad. And we're just going to do the whole rim here, all the way around, with some of this green, fluorescent green latex paint. It's alright if a few blobs fall in it. It's alright if a few blobs fall out. The more authentic, right? This is the lime green, I can talk, lime green flavor, or color, if you want to call it that. Just gonna sort of make this ooze down here a little bit. You don't quite want it splattering all over the ground, but oozing down and drying is good. I'm just trying to make it just ooze. Might even be good if I tilt it back a little. Let's see if that'll work. Do anything I can tilt this with right now? Grab a stick. What gets bored when we do these activities? There we are. Maybe that'll make it drip a little better. And I got it all over my fingers, because of course I did. Okay, we're just going to wait until this paint dries, probably overnight, because if we put our skeleton in now, he's going to get green goo all over him. Which we might do anyway. It might look better if the skeleton is also dripping in green hazardous waste. But I'm just thinking in the future if I want to use him for something else and he has green latex paint all over him, that's not going to look great, so... Maybe we'll wait for this to dry, and then we'll decide if we want paint all over this guy or if we just want to leave him plain here. So if you can find your own barrel or you already have a black round trash can that you want to commit to this project, the cost so far is about 40 bucks for the skeleton with the green eyes that light up and 7 bucks for the paint. So we're still under $50 here. Not too bad. So I just remembered that I have this old gas mask. Remember Army Navy stores and how cool those were? Gen X kids. Remember those? Anyway, I still have this. The strap's kind of broken and it's heavy as hell, but if it'll stay on the skeleton's head without the head flopping off or collapsing the whole guy, I might end up sticking that on because, wow, that would be really cool, especially if the green eyes will still light up through this plastic right here. That would be a super sweet free addition to this. Well, we have our stencil from Etsy, so we are gonna hit that with some fluorescent spray paint and see what we can accomplish here without getting it all over us, I hope. Try to do this when the wind isn't blowing too hard. I don't want this all over me. Alright, which direction is the wind going in? You can tell I'm not good at using spray paint. Well, we have our really, really bad stencil on here. My fault. I'm not sure how to use spray paint correctly, apparently. Obviously, I should have a wet paper towel or something to get all the spots that got a little too much paint here. I think in retrospect, if I had just gotten regular latex fluorescent orange and painted it on, this might come out a lot cleaner. Because I'm getting all sorts of drips and unwanted noise here, but we are torquing up the bolts here on our skeleton so that he will stand up. They're all really freaking loose. Well, we've got our skeleton with our gas mask on. Glad I kept that, huh? The problem is that the filter on it is very heavy and it's making the skeleton fall forward. So, trying to find a stabilization method that doesn't make it obvious. Because, yeah, I'm trying to rest it right here on the rib cage, but if that falls down, the whole thing kind of tips over, and we don't want his head coming off or anything, so... Trying to figure this whole thing out. Also, it'd be cool if I had him standing in the middle of the bin instead of in the back, but that's the only thing stabilizing the pelvis right now, so... It may have to look like that for a while. We'll see. I'll see if I can get it to stand in the middle and not fall down, but, I tried tightening the screws on the pelvis, but, it's still kind of wonky, because, you know, cheap plastic skeleton. If I could hide some sort of way to stabilize it, that would be great. But I'm not sure what to do here, because the wind is just gonna blow him right over, I think. And I don't want to have to take off the gas mask, but as a last resort, we'll do that. So I'm gonna go get the green light. You won't be able to see that until nighttime, and I don't have the black light or the fog machine out yet, but we're getting there. This will look much cooler in the dark, but we got a LED floodlight. I mean a floodlight, black light, and our solar light inside the barrel here, and of course a fog machine. So we're over the $50 budget by a bit, but for under $100, this should work for years to come. Yeah. I will try to remember to post the links below. This was like less than $30, and it works awesome so far. So, yeah. The green floodlight was picked up at a local hardware store, and this was probably eBay or Amazon here for the black light. I think they were all under 30 each. I know that one was. So, I don't remember how much the gas mask originally was. I probably picked that up in the early 90s at an Army-Navy store. Skeleton, $40. Barrel free. Paint, about $7. I think the orange spray paint was $6 or $7. The stencil was like $12. The LED black light was probably $20. And, yeah, pretty sure that this thing here was about $30, if that. So, here is your low-cost, low-environmental damage, toxic skeleton complete with gas mask. Here we have our dude all lit up at night with the LED black light on the ground and the green solar light inside the barrel. In a few seconds I'll show you what it looks like with a floodlight too. The floodlight might be too much, or it might be just right, depending on how you want to look at it. See what it looks like with the fog machine too. Now we're cooking. We got just the black light on, but I moved it back a ways. And when we turn on the fog machine, it really looks pretty cool. Pretty rad, right?